Once upon a time, there were two ladies. Two ladies that decided.
That distorted. What is distorted?
The combination of decided and started.
Oh, yes, we did distort.
Stop.
We distorted a podcast called.
Wait.
What
were we talking about?
Oh, yes, this two
Oh,
ladies
yes.
sound hilarious.
Hilarious. A bit dumb.
Aye.
But it's alright.
Aye.
It's alright. Aye, matey.
Aye, mate.
Aye, mate.
You're talking to the wrong person.
It's like that.
Why did it go straight to Boston?
Boston.
Talking to the wrong mate.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here in Boston.
In Boston with my nails on. I don't know.
Me neither. I just know Margot Robbie did the whole, you always have to talk with your hand, with your
like
nails.
You just got your nails done.
And you do it one, you're kind of fanning them out. I don't know what that, sorry guys.
Every time I hear an Australian accent, it reminds me of the Chris Hemsworth interview with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, yes.
And when they're comparing like the sexiest accents, and then he's like, yeah, no, Australian is not a sexy accent. But he makes like an impression of an Australian accent, even though he has an Australian accent. He's like, nah, well, go on, babe. Go on, babe.
Go on, babe.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. And he's like, that's disgusting. Oh, yeah? Go on, babe.
No, oh, hell no.
Like, I'm okay. I'll pass. I get it, though.
I do not get it.
He can pull it off.
I don't get the appeal.
I like Chris Hemsworth's accent.
Chris Hemsworth is also hot.
Chris
Hemsworth
count. Is Thor.
He's the god of lightning. He doesn't count.
Thor, son of Odin.
Is he lightning or thunder?
The god of thunder.
Oh, sorry, Thor.
Well, welcome back to this very interesting episode, guys. Sorry, we're over here melting a little bit with Chris. Chris.
The Chris.
Yes. If you are listening,
send us a letter,
Chris.
If you yourself want to send us a letter or an audio version of you doing the really bad fake Australian accent that you did in that interview.
Yeah, not like your normal Australian accent.
The fake one that you did.
Yeah.
And then say our little intro. We would love you forever, Chris.
We would love you forever and ever. Well, let's get into this. So today's episode, I'm going to try to keep it within time because I got really passionate about my last topic.
And that's okay. Sometimes topics go a little bit into depth.
But for my first topic, I'm gonna keep it simple, dive into some Reddit threads.
Ooh.
You know,
say less.
Let's start with this one.
Let us hear them.
Let's hear what the Redditors have to say.
Let us hear them.
These Reddit threads come from the Am I the Asshole community on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, I know you've heard of people reading these stories.
Yeah, on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. But okay.
So let's dive into this. I'm gonna give you two for the day. They're kind of short today.
Okay.
The first one being, am I the asshole?
Yes. Has not heard a single.
That's it. The end.
Thing.
Next topic.
Yes. Period. You are. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let me hear your story and then I can make a...
Am I the asshole for leaving my friend at the concert after she kept ditching me?
Okay. Context.
You ready?
Yes.
I, 28 female, went to a concert with my friend Lisa, 26 female. She put it in parentheses. I'm guessing that's not really her name.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like fake names. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Say less.
We bought our tickets together months ago and had been hyped about it for weeks. The plan was to go together, stick together, and have a great time. But as soon as we got inside, Lisa kept disappearing. First, she ran off to find a guy that she was talking to on Instagram.
God damn it, Lisa.
Mm-hmm. Then she said she was getting drinks but never came back.
Strike two.
I had to text her just to find out she was in a different section with some people she just met.
Strike three, you're out.
I told her I didn't want to spend the night chasing her around and she promised to stick with me. That lasted maybe 20 minutes before she vanished again. At this point, I was fed up. I was missing half the concert trying to keep track of her, so I just decided to enjoy the show on my own. When it
Good.
ended, I texted her saying I was heading home. Turns out she had lost her phone and her wallet and had no way to get back. She blew up my phone the next day saying I was a terrible friend for abandoning her when she needed me. I do feel a little guilty for not checking on her before I left, but at the same time, she basically ditched me all night. Am I the asshole?
No, she's the asshole. How? Why? How are you gonna ditch someone the whole night and then expect them to still be there after? Like, you made it pretty clear you don't want to be with them. Because if you wanted to generally be with them in the concert, sure, you might have bumped into someone a little 10-20 minutes interacting with that person, and you go back. You go get a beer. You go back to your person. You're not gonna be like, oh yeah, like we've gone to a concert together.
Yeah.
At some point, we were
I
like,
think
oh,
we
you wanna?
always went together.
Yeah, like everything. We're like, oh, you wanna go? And
Plus, remember, she just ended up leaving with a group of people she just met.
yeah, like what the heck, dude?
Yeah.
Like what? Lisa was the mean
Lisa,
one, right?
yeah. Lisa was the one that was ditching her.
Lisa, you're a dick, man. But to me, it's the whole she's ditching her the whole time.
Like the entire time.
Yeah, and I mean, first of all, you paid for a concert to go together.
You're spending your money on this.
Yeah, it's not. I'm assuming it's not free 99. So you decided to go with this person, yet you're not spending the whole time with this person. Like, what the heck, dude?
It's not cool.
Not at all.
I don't think she was in the right, like, telling off the other friend.
Not at all.
I don't think it was right for Lisa to be like, you ditched me, you abandoned me, and all this stuff.
Like, you didn't check in on me. Like, no, you're a
girl,
grown woman.
Girl, you're the one that ditched her in the first place.
Exactly. You're
multiple
grown
times.
woman.
Yeah.
Like, no, girl. If you know you lose everything, stay with your person.
Yeah.
Stay with your person the whole night.
Plus, I mean, they have accessories nowadays.
Fanny packs.
Fanny packs. They have like those like keychain things.
Oh yeah, with the wallet.
With the wallet
like
and the phone. I can
true.
promise you, I could probably look it up on Jeff Bezos' website, Mr. Amazonia himself, right?
Amazonia. I love Amazonia.
I can probably search up like a bag that's a phone case, that's a wallet, all in one.
Yeah, and it's clear because most of the time they're asking for clear bags now.
Yeah, I could probably find one of those on there. You know,
I have one of those.
Yeah. At some point, like, take responsibility, Lisa.
Yeah, you're a grown woman. I don't understand if, like, okay, she's 15. Like, all right, she's still a kid. Like, you gotta hold her hand. You gotta show her the right way. Like, she's still a kid. If me, we've established in the first episode, I'm 22. Me, a 22-year-old, I lost my phone once when I was 12. I haven't done it since. My wallet tampoco. I think you can also not lose your wallet or your phone. So yeah.
Moral of the story, Lisa, stop being a dick.
Yeah, learn to be a good friend.
Be a good friend.
And what's our person's name?
They didn't give us a name.
Okay. Anonymous user.
I can give you their username.
It's okay. We'll just say anonymous user.
Good, because I don't know how to say that.
It's okay. Anonymous user, you need to get better friends. She doesn't sound like the bestest of friends.
She doesn't sound like a great friend.
Yeah. If you want to continue going to concerts with her, great, good, amazing. Just go in with the expectation she might ditch you the whole time.
Yeah.
So go because you want to go, not because you want to spend time with her.
Okay. I'm gonna give you an option for the last two. For the next one. Am I the asshole for taking back a gift basket I made for my pregnant friend after finding out who the father of her baby is? Or am I the asshole for not supporting my best friend after she cheated on her boyfriend?
I want to see the best friend one.
The best friend one?
Yeah, I do want to. We'll save the other one for another time.
So the title being, am I the asshole for not supporting my best friend after she cheated on her boyfriend? This is kind of hard for me to talk about, but here goes nothing. I, 20 female, have been best friends with her, 20 female, since middle school. We've been through a lot together, and I honestly thought I knew her really well. But recently, she did something that's got me questioning everything.
Ooh, okay.
She has been in a relationship with her boyfriend, 23 male, for almost 2 years now.
Okay.
They seem pretty happy together from the outside, but she told me a few weeks ago that she cheated on him.
Shame on you, girl. Shame.
She didn't seem to feel guilty or anything at all. In fact, she said that he deserved it because he's been too busy with work and not paying her enough attention.
No, girl. Okay. Say my comments for that. Sorry.
Kelly's getting really hyped here, guys. I was kind of shocked, to be honest, but she didn't think she did anything wrong. I tried to talk to her, told her that cheating is a huge deal and she shouldn't be doing this. She wasn't having it. She said that that he wasn't making her feel important anymore and she needed to take control of her own happiness. She also made it clear she was not planning to tell him because she doesn't want to deal with the drama.
Oh, God.
Now, I don't know what to do. I'm super conflicted because she's my friend and I love her, but I just can't get behind what she did and still does. Every time I bring it up, she brushes it off and says I'm judging her. She even told me I shouldn't hang out with him and try to avoid him. I'm really trying to stay out of it, but it's been hard. I don't want to lose her as a friend, but I also don't want to support this behavior. I guess my question is, am I the asshole for not supporting her and for thinking cheating is never okay, even if she thinks it's justified?
Because I currently have a best friend. I don't know if you guys have heard of her.
Is it me?
I might co-host a podcast with her. As a best friend, you go in. Well, at least we did. As soon as
We made a contract.
when we sat down and we are like, all right, we're getting close. We're getting pretty close. What you always want to establish, because of course boundaries and stuff like that. But we always told each other, like, even if we fuck up and we know we screw up, we're not gonna sugarcoat it with each other in a way. So if, for example, I were to cheat on my mans for 2 years, I know for a fact Ismari would be throwing hands with me at the moment.
I would.
And not excusing that behavior because cheating, no matter these circumstances, is not correct.
I would say the hell you are.
Yeah, excuse me. But yeah, and I know vice versa too. If I were to know, like, she cheated on anyone, I would also be like, girl, like, what the heck, man? Like, what is your problem? And we'd be throwing hands too. So with that being said, as a best friend, you can always, of course, she's your best friend. You always want to try and support her as much as you can, but you also want to call her out on her bullshit.
Exactly.
So of course, tell her, like, hey man, and you are not the asshole. Let her know, like, bro, like, you fucked up, man, and you're gonna have to tell him eventually, because lies, no matter how much you want to push them down and hide them and all that, eventually they come up.
They always come out.
And then you look bad because you knew. And if you're friends with the guy, I'm assuming, then it's all around. It's just bad. It's a bad situation.
Yeah.
If you think about cheating at that point, I think it is way better to just end the relationship. She seems to not be digging it anymore. Like, the guy is ignoring her, not paying much attention to her because of X, Y, and Z or whatever is the case. Yeah. I just think it's better to either take a break, pause the relationship, or just end the relationship overall.
Yeah, I could see that.
Just because you're wasting your time and you're wasting his. And what's the point?
Yeah.
What is the point?
I understand that. And I completely agree with you on this one. Yeah. I sound like a college discussion post. I completely
agree with you. In 200 words, I will describe why.
And it's like mostly ands, these, or ors.
Yeah.
No, but I honestly really do agree with you. I've never believed that cheating is okay, and it's not a great time. It happens, yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't be held accountable. Especially her being like your best friend, like Kelly had said, we do hold each other accountable, and I think that's important for each like friendship or just relationship that you have in general.
Yeah.
And just because she's doing it doesn't mean that you should bend your values or morals because she's your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if she has a problem with that, then like, is she really that good of a friend?
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, if you guys don't share at least that in like value wise and stuff like that, then a lot of issues start to happen and stuff like that. So you can definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Maybe also take a step back. I mean, a relationship is like a 2-person thing.
Yeah, it's an A-B conversation.
See your way out. I'm just kidding.
No, in the nicest way
possible. But I think that's like the best way to describe it. You, of course, you can give your input and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it is her decision.
Yeah, on what she does next.
Yeah, whether she wants to end it, be in it, whatever is the case. What you can do is either tell her, like, hey man, like, I think we need to take a break
Yeah.
as homies just because this is not something I agree with
Yeah.
because of X, Y, and Z. Give your reason. You don't have to, honestly, you don't have to explain it either if you don't want to.
Yeah, like you don't have to validate it in any way, shape. You don't owe
Yeah.
them anything.
Or you could also take like another approach where it's like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna hang out with you or your man's because I'm assuming you guys are best friends, so you guys have hung out, like at least the three of you or like the four of you, whatever is the case. Just because I'm not comfortable enough with the whole situation going on, like you, whether you feel like you need to tell him or not, it's none of my business. But also, as a decent human being, you should. And honestly, if she gets mad at you, she's not a real friend.
No,
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 because
yeah.
who has her bringing this upon you and then being like, oh, you're judging me too much, girl? You put yourself in the doghouse.
You already know how I feel about this situation. Like we've talked
Mm-hmm.
about this before about cheating. What makes you think I'd be okay with it just because you're my friend? Like, no, at the end of the day, like you're hurting someone who, and you know, from like what we know and what we see, he's not even doing, he's just working, you
Yeah.
know?
Like, and of course, I think work is also pretty important up to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's like his passion, he likes it and stuff like that,
Hmm.
as a girlfriend or as a significant other, you have to support that, even
Yeah.
if sometimes like the scheduling sucks in a way.
Yeah, you gotta work through, you have to work together as a unit. Figure it out, girl.
Yes, so I wish you nothing but the best, girlfriend. Well, actually, girl, you need to break up with that man, or you need to talk to him about it.
Yeah, if you're not happy, it's, oh my god, and I stress this so much with anyone I talk to.
Because you don't seem happy.
Yeah, no, communication is so extremely important when it
Yeah.
comes to any type of relationship. It is so extremely important that you're able to communicate with your partner. And if you're at a point where you can't communicate with your partner saying that, like, I'm not happy or you need to treat me better or something like that, and you're just going to go out and cheat on them instead, if you're not ready to have those hard conversations, you are not ready for a relationship.
Yeah, no, because a relationship is hard work. It's a
It
lot of
is.
communicating,
Mm-hmm.
compromising, finding a solution for stuff that either bothers
Yeah.
him or bothers you or bothers them. So it's just a lot of that. And if you're not
Yeah.
ready to have those tough conversations, you are definitely not ready for a relationship.
Mm-mm. No. But anyways, that's
But yeah, but girly pop,
yeah.
just try and remove yourself from the situation. It sucks because it is your best friend, and
Yeah.
she is digging herself a hole. But the best you can do is step away.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she's your best friend. If you choose to still stay friends or anything of that sort, you can support her in a way. Like, if the relationship, this is what I mean by supporting. If the relationship were to end, of course, it's been 2 years. I'm not sure how the situation is where like the girlfriend's checked out or like the best friend I should say she's checked out or anything of that in the relationship, but after that there might be a mourning period. So that's where you kind of step in if you choose to. You don't have to.
Yeah.
If you choose to, you can support her there
Mm-hmm.
or support her going through the process of the break, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily have to condone this relationship
Yeah, you
or
don't
this
have to,
situation.
yeah. Like just because she's doing it doesn't mean you have to
Mm-hmm.
accept it or anything. You can, if you still want to be friends with her, just tell her that you don't want to hear about the situation anymore and you don't think it's right.
Yeah.
You know,
It's okay. Everything's going to be okay.
it will be okay for you.
Yeah.
Yes. She needs to figure her stuff out.
Yeah.
Yes. As a morally correct individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it for my Reddit stories.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, Reddit users.
Thank you.
You guys were not the assholes this time.
You guys were not the assholes.
Man. I really wanted one where it's like, yes.
I'll find one. I'll find one where I think they're the asshole. But
Yeah.
we'll circle back.
So, my question today is, would you rather be a cowboy, samurai, or pirate?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw!
What does a samurai say?
Samurai, I have something in Japanese.
Something.
Godly.
And then arg.
Arg. But yeah, so of course, because I would love to hear you guys' input as well, and he's Maddie's, of course. I'm gonna let you guys give you guys a little deep dive on each of them and give you guys a couple facts on them.
Little context.
Yeah, just so you guys can make a better choice. So of course we have our cowboys, yeehaw,
Yeah.
which they're named in. The name comes from the Spanish term vaqueros, which are cattle workers in the Southwest America in the 19th century. Their typical tasks include herding cattle, large open spaces, maintain ranches. Some skills that they have are horseback riding and roping. Yeah. Their typical outfits are cowboy hats, boots, spurs, chaps, and lassos. Of course, I want to reiterate this. This is what the stereotypical cowboy is
No,
depicted on.
not all cowboys are the same.
Yes. Yes. They're not all
Yes.
samurais and not all pirates. So
Mhm.
so I want to reiterate before I have all the cowboy community being like, girl,
The cowboys
no,
are coming
no,
after.
babes, babes,
Babes, don't
it's
do
okay,
this,
babes. But of course, they also endure harsh weather, physical demands, and long hours and days of work. And they are typically American cultures. They are typically depicted in American culture and Western films. Next up, we have our samurais. So they are Japanese. They're highly skilled warriors, and they have a strict code of honor called bushido, which is loyalty, bravery, and respect. The bushido code governs everything of the samurai's lives, such as ethics, treating others, facing challenges, etc., etc. Overall, honor is above everything.
Mm.
If your honor is disgraced or anything of that sort, you are expected to perform seppuku, which is a ritual of suicide,
Oh.
as you are told you should always live in honor and not disgrace.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
They
They say you gotta
end yourself.
you dishonored yourself.
Yes, dishonor your friends.
Oh,
your
like
family.
the line from Mulan. Dishonor on
Yes.
you, dishonor on your
Yes,
cow.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, of course, they have a very distinctive look, such as armor, which includes metal plates and leather, and they usually carry two swords, a katana, which is the long sword, and a wiki sashim, which is a short sword. They are warriors, landowners, scholars, political leaders, anything in the noble class. They did decline in the late 19th century after Japan's Meiji Restoration, which modernized the country and abolished samurais.
Oh.
The next one are pirates. So, Meiji, won't you walk the plank?
The plank.
They are from the golden age of piracy, the 17th and 18th century. They are from the Caribbean area. They do live by the pirates' code, which is dividing the loot, very disciplined, and dealing with injuries.
Okay.
Depending on the voyage, the pirates' code does change.
Okay.
It's more of an adapting, but these are like the main three.
Oh, okay.
Necessarily that they should live by.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they do like to strike fear any way possible, so they use the flag, the Jolly Roger, which is the black flag with the skulls and the bones.
Called?
Yeah, the Jolly Roger.
That doesn't seem jolly.
It is not. It is not, because typically the ships who have that are not the good ships. So run the other way. They're not
Run the other way.
Of course, ships are in a democratic system, so of course the captain has the last say. However, the captain is elected and it's voted into by the voyagers.
Ooh.
Of course, the treasure should always be divided equally, and usually the voyages include criminals, raiders, smugglers, and occur sometimes torturing others.
Oh. Whoa.
So with that being said,
wow,
what would you like to be? A cowboy, samurai, or pirates?
Those are all very intense.
Mm-hmm.
Except the cowboy. I feel like cowboys aren't as intense. They're easy. After hearing everything, I would like to be a pirate minus the torture.
Okay, so traveling the world.
I want to be a nice pirate.
I want to be a nice pirate, like the ones that help.
Yeah, like I still want the Jolly Roger flag, because like that's like a classic pirate flag.
That's like the bad one, Ismari.
But it's so cool.
It strikes fear. No one's gonna want to come to you for help.
Fine, leave me alone.
Okay. Because I was like, girl,
I won't bother them if they won't bother me.
Say less.
But yeah, I want to be the one, like the ones that do come up to me and they're like, I'm lost. I'm like, yeah, you just take a left at that one bare island with the coconut tree, go past the coral reef, and then that's your location.
Say less. The GPS of pirates.
I will be the GPS system of pirates.
Yeah. Period. Honestly, I get it.
Yeah, I like their shirts.
Like the flowy ones, so they don't get high.
Do you ever see those like romance novels with the pirate with the flowy shirt and the long hair?
You have a shirt kind of like
do.
That. Oh, I love that shirt.
I do think it reminds me more like when I have my like hair, like my natural hair and my shirt on.
Yeah.
I do look like Brad Pitt from Interview with a Vampire. Like spitting image. Like I'm like we are one
Oh
one and the
man.
same.
Honestly, it's okay. Brad Pitt's cute. He's hot.
Are you calling me cute?
I guess I am.
But yeah, I would want to be a pirate. A very nice pirate.
A very nice pirate. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I would probably be a cowboy. I love the cowboy life.
Ooh.
Have my horses, live in the middle of nowhere. Maybe a couple cows, piggies, ducks, stuff like that.
Okay, like have a farm.
Yes, a farm
like
in the middle of
Yellowstone.
nowhere. Yes. Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes. I want to be a Yellowstone vaquero
Okay.
specifically.
Okay.
But yeah, with that, I did want to play a little social experiment because I wanted to see which one out of the three would win.
Okay.
So, according to the internet, the cowboy would win with the gun because they are skilled with guns.
Okay.
The samurai, of course, if he has both his swords, he wins. Samurais are pretty skilled with the swords.
That's true. But can they run out of bullet?
With the samurai, if they have the sword, they don't. The cowboy would run out of bullets.
Oh, no. But like,
could
they run away from a bullet?
Yeah, because I mean, they have the armor.
Oh, I forgot they have
the
pretty
metal
good armor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the pirate is very resourceful, quick, and deadly with pistols, though. So they're kind of like the wild card. But I will say, if they're on a ship, the cowboy might have the default. The pirate might have the default just because he has sea legs.
Oh.
So the other two are gonna be like throwing up, kind of like me. That's why I can't be a pirate. They're gonna be throwing up off the side.
Captain, where are we going?
Hold on, 1 sec. Oh my god, give me 1 sec.
Hold on. Hold on.
Give me the motion sickness pill. Where's the pill? Oh my god. We ran out.
We're like all sweaty.
But yeah, so I think the pirate would probably win just because he is like they said he was resourceful as well. So even if like the sword were to fall, I feel the pirate would be able to.
You know the song "A Pirate's Life for Me"?
Yeah.
A pirate's life is not for you.
It is not. But if I didn't have motion sickness, I would still be a pirate.
You'd still be a pirate?
Yes, I would still be a pirate.
Would you be a violent pirate or peaceful pirate?
Look, would love to be a peaceful one who's just minding her own business in her own world with her cat. You know, it's like a small ship too.
Yeah.
However, I know myself. I know I have a short temper.
You could be shooting cannonballs at other ships.
Yeah, like, hey, that one's getting too close. Shoot. So yeah, so that's where I'm like, yeah, I know myself pretty good, so I'd probably be a pretty violent pirate.
Oh, wow.
But again,
make sure my ship doesn't cross your ship.
No. See, I'll be cool with some people though. I'll be like, what?
There goes the GPS, guys.
Oh, the GPS. Ask her a question.
Ask her where this island is.
Yeah, ask her where the island is.
You're gonna take a left at the cone.
Okay, say
right at the lighthouse.
You writing this down?
Do they have pens on there? Isn't it ink and quill?
Carve it into your body.
Carve it into the ship.
Yes. No, not the ship.
Oh, jeez.
Just progressively, the whole ship floor turns into a map.
Like a map.
Like, we're right here. We have to go all the way over there. I'd be down. I'd be down to have a ship like that. But yes. Cool. But realistically speaking, I'd be throwing up and probably like cursing everyone. Like, curse you. Who elected me as captain? I want to get off.
Why would you bring me on here?
It's horrible, man. Horrible. Who does this? It's hot. It's humid.
It's humid.
It's horrible. I can't even dip into the water. It's salty. I'm burning. I'm not even tanning. I'm burning.
I'm the opposite. I would use the plank as a diving board. Just like anchor the boat.
Or walk the plank. Okay.
Go party.
The sharky just looking at you like, snack?
No, we eat the shark.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you start a fire on a ship? Like, campfire? Like, to cook your food on?
I don't know if it'd be a cat. Well,
like, well, you know what I mean? Like a stove situation?
I think so. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? Isma, you didn't take into account your voyage. How long is it? Like, the food? You don't have a fridge.
No, we live on the ocean. Fresh fish every day.
Yikes! Like even every day.
Well, we're not gonna get a chicken in the ocean. This isn't Moana.
Oh,
There's not just a
yeah.
random chicken in the ocean.
Aw, hey, hey. Hey, hey.
You wouldn't even get any food with hey hey.
Aw. Neta
Um,
que no. Poor guy, skinny
no.
bones.
No, but yeah, fish.
Aw.
hmm I'm sure, like,
Man.
once you find an
That's
island, you can get
horrible,
down.
man. See, I'd be dying of hunger too.
Ooh, so hear me out. Once you find an island, you hunt, and then, like, beef jerky.
I don't like beef jerky either.
Oh, I do.
But like I'm dying. See, the pirate's life is not
Yeah.
for me.
Mm-mm.
Fish, gross.
I like fish.
Beef jerky, gross.
hmm Some fish
Man,
tacos
I'm just
on a
dying.
pirate ship.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
That
was fun.
That was really fun. In other words, I am dying.
You're dying on the ship.
You live.
I will survive.
Carry on with your topic. What is it today?
Okay, are you ready for my topic?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm going to start you off with a little scenario.
Okay.
It's 2 in the morning.
Mhm.
You're laying in bed.
Mhm.
Suddenly, you're convinced you need to dye your hair, move to a different city, start journaling, and become the kind of person who wakes up at 5 in the morning and drinks matcha.
The way that has a chokehold on me. Has a chokehold is insane. But yes.
This is why do we get the urge to reinvent ourselves at 2 in the morning? And I know for a fact, you and I are both guilty of this.
Innocent until proven guilty.
I have many messages that prove otherwise.
Delete them all. Let me see your phone.
Blocks my number.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right? That's
It's
crazy.
Me yesterday. Ah, man.
And you know, thinking about this, it just brings up a bunch of questions like, why does this hit so hard? You know,
Mhm.
like, are we chasing real change or are we just bored?
It's when all my brain is awake. My creative juices are flowing.
Fun fact, it's actually the opposite.
What?
Yeah.
It's fake news.
Let's get into some factual stuff, just like the 2 a.m. phenomenon. For a fact, your
Mhm.
cognitive function decreases at night. That means that your prefrontal cortex, which is part of your brain, it's specifically what controls rational thoughts and decision making. It slows down when you're tired. So you're acting on like feelings, not logic. Another factor to take into consideration is that melatonin kicks in and then your emotional regulation just kind of dips out. It's like kind of done for the day. As melatonin rises to help you sleep, your amygdala, which is your emotional center of your brain, it kind of goes rogue. That's why your feelings, like your thoughts, they feel more dramatic and urgent. Like you need to do it now, you know?
Yes.
One of my last facts that I have here is that the less stimulation you have is the more introspection you get. That meaning, like, without the noise of the day, you know, just like your day to day life, the brain finally has time to process like unspoken thoughts. It can feel like clarity, but sometimes it's actually just overthinking in peace. So let me ask you some stuff before I get into this a little more.
I live in my 2 a.m. thoughts. It's okay. But yes, carry on. Sorry.
So, what's the most impulsive, like, new era decision that you made at night that actually stuck?
He has a name.
He has a name. Okay, that's cool.
Like,
Yeah.
he has a name or whatever.
Yeah, like
But-
getting yourself into like a new fling.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was one that was pure delusion and fell apart by sunrise? Cutting your bangs.
Oh man, let me tell you, my bang era was banging. She also looks like she's
Bangin'.
12. But man, I freaking love my bangs. I did not remember about my bangs till right now. I don't know, guys. She might make an
Yeah.
appearance today at 2 a.m.
Oh jeez. Oh geez. In my personal experience, I think the most impulsive like new era thing for me was like reorganizing my house. Like I did all of my cabinets in the middle of the night and it's actually stuck. Like my cabinets are still organized to this day.
Dang.
Like I'm there at 2 in the morning Reorganizing all my
Honestly,
Tupperware.
honestly, I get it because I've also done that. I've deep cleaned like my room a
Yeah.
couple times.
That being said, let's get into this a little deeper. Are we reinventing or are we just escaping?
I think we're kind of escaping, I guess, in a way because it's like you said, it's when we're at most at peace.
Yeah.
So your brain's kind of like, I can think without having all these interruptions. So
Okay.
it's like when everything's flowing, although it's not. Not
Yeah.
anything. It's not flowing, but
Okay.
it's flowing at 2 a.m.
Sure. Yeah. Well, this is where I'm going to introduce escapism versus transformation.
Ooh, okay.
So, this brings up the question, are we truly growing or are we just trying to run from who we are at that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going into the definitions of each one, escapism is the psychological tendency to avoid reality by shifting your focus to something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that it's a bad thing, it's just a coping mechanism, and it can become a cycle if it's rooted in avoidance.
Yeah. Don't be talking to me. Don't talk. What you say?
Why are you talking
What you
about
calling
me?
me?
So, some key signs for escapism is like the desire to change, but it comes with shame or discomfort about who you are. Like you feeling the need to make dramatic shifts overnight, like new aesthetics and identities. I know I'm guilty of that.
Yeah,
Like cutting my hair or dyeing my hair in the middle of the night
for fun.
for fun.
Just for fun.
This change feels more like relief than inspiration for something new.
Okay.
Going into transformation, it is rooted in acceptance. You're not trying to run away from yourself, you're trying to evolve with yourself. It's usually a slower process of unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the key signs of transformation is that you're motivated by curiosity or self love, not shame.
Okay.
The shift may be uncomfortable, but you feel that it's not impulsive. It's something that you've decided.
Mm-hmm. Something you have to do.
Yeah, you want to carry your essence into the next version of yourself, not erase what you were.
Okay.
And the desire for change feels gentle, aligned, or like it's coming from within, not just like, I need everything different in my life right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell the difference in them sometimes. Sometimes the same action can come from like either place, like getting a new job, like having a bold outfit, a spontaneous move, but what matters is the energy you're putting behind it. That's the main way you're able to tell the difference on whether it's escapism or transformation. Late at night, it's easy to confuse them because we're vulnerable and everything feels urgent because
Yeah.
of the things I introduced in the beginning with
Yeah.
like your brain processes. That's why we want to fix ourselves rather than sit with ourselves and figure it out.
Yeah.
And I guess the question here isn't like, what am I escaping? But the question more is, what am I afraid to face if I stay the same? Some things that also can be taken to consideration is existential boredom. Like we crave identity shifts because it gives us a false sense of control in this world. We're not in control of everything. Or even like the internet, it pictures these like perfect lifestyles and all these things, and we see them and we scroll and we're like, oh, I need my life like that, so I'm going to change everything in order to be like that, rather than just making it good for what you are, what you need in your life.
Yeah.
And I think like it's
I'm guilty.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, no,
guilty.
I've been there a billion times. So some of these questions to take into consideration when you're analyzing everything and figuring out why you're having these things is, when have you shifted into a new version of yourself because you were ready, not because you felt unworthy? What were moments you made big changes to escape discomfort, like post breakup, like deleting images off of everywhere, getting a haircut, everything online. And then, like, when I feel the urge to reinvent, am I trying to disappear or reappear? Those are all very important questions and factors to take into consideration before you start redoing your entire life at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Just like sitting with yourself and really seeing,
Soaking it
yeah,
in.
soaking it in, seeing like, am I going crazy, or like do I actually want change in my life? So my next section here is the midnight plans versus your morning reality. It's the 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. disconnect. When you've gotten your rest, you wake up, you're no longer in that state because all your levels are normal and functioning like they should be, and your body's not trying to put you to sleep with your melatonin, your natural
Yeah.
melatonin. This is kind of that section is, you have your intention fatigue. You set goals with your ideal self in mind at that time, but when morning hits, your real self is the one that's going to have to execute them, not
Yeah.
this picture of yourself that you put. This creates tension between fantasy and, reality, and if you're going to follow through or not. It's actually been shown, brain scans have shown that we get a dopamine hit from thinking about change, even if we don't act on it. It's like a productivity placebo. It's like the rush from planning.
Okay.
So that could also be why you were so excited for it.
Yeah,
And
2
that's
a.m.
why when you wake up, you're like,
Like, what the heck?
what the hell? what just
That's
happened?
stupid.
Also, romanticization. It is a trap. It's not always terrible, but you may not actually want to be like that person. You just want to feel the possibility of being that person.
Yeah.
That's why when, after those moments, like I know I contemplate everything.
Yeah,
When
no,
I
me
wake up, I'm
too.
like, what is
What did
wrong?
I
What did I
do? Like, oh
do?
my
Like you
God.
cut like
Yeah.
you were there. I had a big breakup, and my hair was so long. It was
Yeah.
to my ribs, and I was so proud with it. I ended my relationship and I cut my hair above my shoulders.
Oh man. Yeah.
Like one
I
day to the
remember. I
next.
remember that.
Yeah.
Golly.
And I remember the next day I was like, what did I do?
Yeah, and I remember you
I
hated
hated
it.
it.
Oh
Yeah. And
man,
my
yeah.
hair now is to that point where I had it before. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I know, but yeah, no,
Damn.
I'm definitely not innocent from having those types of.
Yeah.
We're all human. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen at some point in our lives.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. When I also cut my bangs way back when, I also I like it's like the whole you like them for a couple days and then reality sets in and like the maintenance and then you have to style them and all that
Hmm.
those little things.
Yeah.
So I disliked them. And that's why I haven't gotten bangs ever since. But now I'm like, if I get bangs,
Just make sure
ooh,
you're like sure about it next time.
yes. Always think about it for 2 weeks.
That brings me to one of my final portions. I'm not completely done yet, but
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
um towards the end of my section here, this is going to
Yes.
be the soft side of reinvention.
Yeah.
You don't need to burn your life down in order to become someone new.
Yeah.
Reinvention, it doesn't have to be chaotic. It could be quiet and seasonal. You could create a new music playlist or start a project that's actually going to be of use to you. A
Yeah.
well thought out haircut, if you've actually been contemplating it for a long time.
Yeah.
Shift in your mindset, or just like a reset. Like we
Yeah.
talked about last one of these last
Meditation.
episodes,
Yeah.
just doing a spring reset, getting yourself back in order. Ask yourself, what's one small thing I could change that would make me feel new without starting over?
Yeah. I will say, I now use my 2 a.m. crackhead time to now research for the podcast.
Oh,
So it works out.
yeah.
It works out now. I actually
You're finding healthy coping
yes.
mechanisms.
Now I'm like, okay, what's my topic? I'll research it, and then I'm like, ooh. So now it doesn't feel like I'm torturing myself.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, I'm up because I'm doing that, or I also go to school, so I'll do my homework at the
Your homework.
ungodly hours.
I get that.
And I think it works for me. It's healthier than cutting my bangs
Mhm.
and moving away
Yeah,
and
doing something productive with it
yes,
instead of
irrational
I
decisions
get
that I'm
it.
gonna regret in the morning.
Impulsive
Yes,
decisions.
impulsive. There you go.
So let me ask you, do you know what neuroplasticity is?
Nope.
Okay.
Like, never heard of her. Who is she?
Who is she?
Who is
Did I meet her?
She comes here.
She comes here?
She goes here.
She goes here? She doesn't even go here.
Exactly what I wanted you to say. Yes.
So, neuroplasticity is the science of becoming someone new, gently, not right away,
Okay.
gently. It's your brain's ability to rewire itself, adapt, and change its structure and function in response to new experiences, habits, thoughts, and environments.
Mm-hmm.
In a more simple term, it's your brain isn't fixed, it's more like Play-Doh than concrete. You're able to mold it.
Okay.
Your brain is also always adapting.
Okay.
I know for a long time, scientists and everyone believed that once you enter adulthood, your brain is fully formed,
Yeah, like it's done.
but that's not the case. Your brain can adapt well into old age. It's always
Nice.
changing because you have that ability to do that. You do that by it's let me get into this. Are you ready?
Yeah. So you can show an old dog new tricks.
Exactly. You can. So, why does it matter for reinvention? Why am I bringing up neuroplasticity?
Mhm.
Plasticity. I don't even know how to say it, apparently.
It's fine. You say it better than I would. And that's
It's
what
like
matters.
anemone.
Oh no.
Cinnamon.
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 Hypocrites.
We're looking at you, Lisa.
Yes, Lisa, you hippo.
Lisa, the one. Why did you abandon me while I abandoned you?
Yeah, the whole time. God damn it, Lisa.
Okay, so why does it matter for reinvention? Well, small habits reshape your brain, like
Yeah.
quite literally.
Okay.
When you start doing something consistently, your brain forms new neural pathways.
Okay, nice.
So
Look at
with
her.
time, the more you do something, the more consistent you are with it, it becomes like a default thing, like making your bed in the morning, brushing your teeth in the
Mhm.
morning, at night, etc., right?
Okay.
Thoughts create real changes. Repeating certain thoughts can literally strengthen the neural connections that support that belief. Like just thinking differently over time helps reshape your inner world, like how you talk to yourself, how you see yourself.
Mhm.
And then like I thought this one resonated so hard.
Okay. Let me hear it.
Your identity isn't static. If your brain is adaptable, then
Ugh.
who you are is never fully like locked in.
So we're
You're
always changing.
Yeah, you're not stuck
Nice.
in old versions of yourself. You're allowed to shift, reshape, and soften. You're allowed to be different. It's normal that if you're not the same person you were when you were 10.
Yeah,
That's
that's
normal
true.
because you are allowed to do that because you're always adapting. So there's always room for change. The important part is following through with that.
Mhm.
Actually committing to changing. Neuroplasticity is your brain's way of saying, like, hey, we don't have to stay like this forever.
Nice. Thank you, brain.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you,
so
brain.
kind.
Man,
That's so kind.
at 2 a.m. I'm thinking about my decisions and how life is and how I'm gonna lose myself.
Yeah, and your
I know
brain's
it's
like,
okay.
hey, it's okay. It's
I love you,
okay.
brain. Well, sometimes, cause girl,
Um,
sometimes I'm like, girl, you gotta be kidding me. But
so for soft reinvention, let's get back into this, right?
yes,
It's changing slowly, rhythmically, in a way that feels sustainable. Like we don't have to blow up our lives or become new people overnight.
yeah,
We can change with time. I mean, we have time, right?
we do. Hopefully,
Oh, we were
it's like
hoping.
24 hours.
Here comes the meteor.
Man,
Dang it.
dang it! I thought I had more time.
I wanted to change in a healthy way.
Yeah, okay, I guess. If you insist.
Cuts my hair, cuts my bangs.
Dyes it. Oh man. No.
Shave your head. No, don't do that. Don't shave your head.
I thought about it. It was like Britney Spears.
A little
good
Britney
wig.
moment.
Oh girl, I've seen so many good wigs
Really?
that I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, you can still wear them. Just gotta like braid your hair.
That's an extra mile. Might as well
That's
just
true.
yeah.
So, some ideas for soft reinventions and things to incorporate if you want to start changing yourself like slowly, right?
You're not just shaving your head one day to the next.
Yeah, not just shaving your head. some things you can incorporate is taking a walk without music and listening to the sounds around you of nature. If I know I can't do that, I need music, but
Mhm.
there is this one song that I highly recommend. It does have those nature songs, like the nature sounds, and it is like a classical music. It is called Parfum des Étoiles.
Ooh, I've heard that
Oh,
one.
yeah, and it's by Ichiko Aoba
Period.
on Spotify. It's amazing. It is so peaceful. There's birds, there's like a light piano. She starts singing at some point. It is beautiful. I highly recommend it if you ever need to just feel like you're reconnecting to nature while still listening to music.
Yes.
You Another step here is changing the way you talk to yourself. Be nice to yourself. That is hard for I know for me.
It's hard for me
Yeah,
too.
we are so mean to ourselves.
Yeah, we are our biggest critic.
We are, but maybe it's time to not be your
Yeah,
biggest
be
critic.
your biggest supporter now.
Yes, be kind to yourself. Treat yourself
Yes.
with kindness. You know,
You're
you're
doing the
beautiful.
best
You're
you
doing the best you
can,
can. I
and
say
that's
that as
okay.
I constantly criticize myself.
It's okay. It's like we're
We're
working
working
slowly
on
at
it.
2 a.m.
We're
on
working
this.
on it, guys. It's at 2 in the
Slowly
morning.
at 2 a.m.
Rather
We
than
are
cutting our
start.
hair.
No, we're thinking about our life choices and where it went
Exactly.
wrong.
No. Denied. Okay. Another thing is like we had stated this one
Yes.
before is creating a good like morning routine,
Yeah.
something where it's established, it's consistent. That way our brains create those neural pathways in order to do it every day. You have more stability,
Yeah.
so you're not feeling as chaotic. Like, oh, I have to in the morning I'm gonna have to do this and have to do this and have to do this, where it'll already be like in your brain if you create that like habit for yourself.
Yeah.
Another one is drink coffee in silence instead of doom scrolling. But I know a lot of people are really into scrolling and just doom scrolling. Replace doom scrolling with curiosity scrolls. Learn something new. Search up an
Mm.
article,
Like a fact of the day.
a fact of the day. Look into
Oh my
something
god,
that's
yes.
actually interesting, something that you've been wanting to learn more about.
Mhm.
And instead of just like next video, next video, next video, next video, like learn
Yeah.
something, put your brain to use. Maybe like
Yeah.
a psychology article, you can do a science article, even just like maybe reading like a little excerpt of a book or something.
Yeah. Or honestly, if you have an Alexa or an Alexa product, ask her. You can straight up ask Alexa, like, hey Alexa, what's like something I can learn today? Or what's something
Yeah.
like a fact of the day or like the word of the day? And like
Hmm.
genuinely learn it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
that works too.
Yeah.
um some last ones here we have is changing your environment slightly.
Hmm.
I have the bad habit of
Just
when,
flipping it.
yeah, I move my entire house around in the middle of the night, and I know that is not healthy because I
It's okay.
never finish, and I always have to do it the next day, and then I get upset because I didn't finish. So move things slightly. Move one room at a time, or just add a couple things here and there to make it
Hmm.
look nice. Take out a few things here and there,
Yeah.
rather than doing it all at once
Yep.
because you're gonna burn yourself out like that.
Yep.
The last thing I have on my list here is do one thing a day the person that you want to become would do. If you want to be that person that wakes up at 6 in the morning and drinks matcha, you can do that. Start waking up earlier every day or start making yourself matcha every day. If you want to
Hmm.
start reading Russian literature, start small. Read a couple pages every single day.
Russian literature is
Yeah, like one of those like
crazy. Okay. Okay.
cool mysterious girls that read Russian literature
Learn
and
cursive Russian. Russian cursive.
yeah.
That looks honestly looks insane.
But yeah, just do one thing a day to get yourself going to where you want to be instead of trying to change your entire lifestyle at one go because that will usually never stick.
Yeah.
Hmm. Closing this out here, Kelly,
Yes.
if you could become a new version of yourself with one soft change, what would it be?
Ugh, honestly, hate to say it, but well, I have multiple. But you just said one.
Oh, you can do multiple.
Because I was like, okay, drink water. One. I have to drink water.
Yeah.
2. I have to get more active.
Okay.
At least walk.
Yeah.
3. To sleep at a reasonable hour, girl. By Friday, you're murdered. Like, you're dead.
Yeah.
And Saturday, you can't wake up. And Sunday, you can't wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 2 days you have off, girl. And I'm just like, I just want to be in bed. I'm just like, damn, I'm gonna murder myself this whole weekend. This whole week, actually, I should say. So those are the 3 things I want. Am I? Yes.
Slowly.
I'm gonna start drinking more water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As my cup sits almost full right next to me. It's fine. We're working on it slowly.
Work on it slowly and not at 2 a.m. impulsively.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chug a gallon of water.
That's
2 a.m. Oh God.
No.
Sounds like torture.
It does sound like torture.
It's fine.
She's just getting into the pirate lifestyle, guys.
Yes, I can hopefully be able to live on a ship comfortably. I'm getting through the water part.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna start like walking, just like slowly, like going side to side for some reason, for no reason.
Yeah. See if you can trick yourself into not being motion sickness.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
I don't think so. I think it's a little different on water.
Man, freaking love the sea though. Want to go to a beach. But yes, what would a soft change be that you would make?
Well, actually, I think I've been working on myself a lot recently. So I've been implementing a lot of new stuff. I think one thing I definitely want to do more is going to the gym during my lunches again. I know I've been really bad about it for the last few weeks, but I think that would, just by doing that, it would help me get like motivated again, going at like 10 in the morning, going get a workout in and coming back to work.
Yeah.
I do think that's something I want to start incorporating, just because, like, you know, my schedule.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have no time for anything after work or before work.
Yeah.
So, like,
a busy woman.
Yeah. So just having that time to get that workout in, get that, as the gym bros say, get that pump in.
Get that pump.
Get that pump.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, just getting those muscles moving, getting the energy going. I think that's something I want to start implementing more in my life. Maybe it doesn't have to be every single day. I think I could work up to something like that. But yeah, going once or twice a week. Start doing that.
Yeah, just so you can slowly introduce yourself and you don't come like the next day like, oh my God, I can't. Everything hurts. I can't move. Everything hurts.
But that is my thing.
Nice. Nice. You're going to slowly work on this.
So we're going to work on this rationally and gently with neuroplasticity.
Yes, and we're not going to throw ourselves to the deep end, because that's how we end up.
That's coping.
Not working.
That's a coping mechanism. That's putting on a costume.
Dang it.
But that's about it for my topic here. I hope this was kind of like resourceful and informational for you guys.
Yes, I learned so much about my brain not actually braining at 2 a.m. when I thought it was braining.
Yeah. I do have a
shame on you, brain.
I have a secret to confess to the viewers that Kelly knows. Yesterday we did record this episode.
Oh man.
And I made the mistake of not turning my microphone on, guys.
It was a good episode.
It was good, but I didn't have the 2 a.m. talk in it.
No, it was just Reddit stories.
It was just Reddit stories, but I'm glad we did it again.
Yeah.
I learned a lot researching this.
Yeah, I also learned a lot.
Yeah. But that being said, don't ditch your friend at concerts.
No, you assholes.
Don't. Lisa, we're looking at you.
Lisa.
You don't have to back your friends up if you don't agree with what they're doing.
Nope, you don't. Obviously, be somewhat supportive. Don't be a dick tampoco, pero no need to be. No need to support them 100%.
Yeah, pirates would win.
Yeah, pirates would win. However, you have a pretty hot chance if you're a cowboy or a samurai. You gotta pick your poison. All 3 of them are dying regardless. They all died in the 19th century, guys.
I think cowboys are still around.
Yeah, they are. Crazy. Yeah, they are. But yeah.
And don't make impulsive decisions at 2 a.m.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing great. Be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Do things with a gentle mentality.
Yes, exactly. And we love you guys.
We love you guys. You guys are doing great.
Yes. We're proud of you. It's
We're
gonna turn
so
into motivation.
proud.
We're proud of you. We love
We
you.
need that inspirational music in the background.
Guys, play Snoop Dogg Affirmations. I freaking love that song. I have it playing in the background always in my mind.
We love that.
But yes, play it, guys. If you guys are ever feeling blue, Snoop Dogg Affirmations.
Snoop Dogg Affirmations.
Yes.
But thank you so much for listening. I hope this was insightful for you guys.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on Thursday.
with another bonus episode. Woo!
Bye.
Well, guys, that's the end of the episode. If you would like to give us any topics that you want to see us deep dive into or talk in one of our segments, feel free to reach us out, or if any feedback or anything of that sort that you would want to give us, you can find us on www.wetalkingaboutpodcast@gmail.com, or wait, what were we talking about? On Instagram. We'd love to hear from you guys. What's up? What's up? Back at it again with episode 3.
Your boy.
4. This is episode
Blah,
4.
blah, blah. Coming back at you. In a world where two girls
Far away, lad.
far away lose their mind and record it on a podcast. One.